following contains adult language and poorly impersonating celebrity voices and parodies. Listener discretion is advised.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Devil You Know. What's happening, fellas? And
What's happening?
Lovely lady, we got a rockin' chick with us.
Adam, tell
Me
us who
too.
it is, will you?
Yeah, we'll just cut to the chase. This week we have Tibbie Skye West. She plays in a band called Reagan Youth. She is an active member of the Church of Satan. She makes some beautiful artwork, and we're going to talk to her for a little bit, play some of her music. So please welcome Tibbie Skye West.
Nice.
How you doing?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm
What's
going to
up,
give you
Tibbie?
this over here. How's that? You guys hear it? All right.
Yeah, applause for half a second there.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
Where you at? You're in New York right now?
No, I moved to Philadelphia.
Oh,
I'm living in Philadelphia now. Yeah.
Oh, so you're eating like cheesesteak sandwiches and stuff, right?
Hell no. I did eat one. I did eat one with Daniel Coffin-Rust when he visited. We housed a gigantic cheesesteak together,
Nice.
but I generally kind of try to stay away from that stuff.
Yeah. He's
Have
proud to be a
Have you run
cheese.
up the stairs yet? Have you done the Rocky run up the stairs? And
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Oh wait.
how many tourists do you think do that every day?
Oh my God, I don't know.
Everybody.
It's that area of the city is like 20 minutes from here, and I consider it like a foreign land. I don't really
Right.
go over to that. I think
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Any big city,
Like a
like, oh,
touristy
that
area.
side, I don't go over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Right on.
So,
So, what's
go ahead.
going on musically with you? Are you playing much right now? Tell us about. I guess we need to. Should we start from the top? Talk about Reagan Youth and how you got
Fuck
got
yeah.
into that.
A lot of people went over
Yeah,
from
sure.
Gash as well.
Yeah,
Gash.
we saw her. She played Gash played at the Conclave, 50th
Right.
Conclave. Yeah, that was sweet.
DC,
that
yeah,
was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so much
fun
fun.
night.
That was a great night. Yeah, Gash kind of like ran its course, and it had like a very rock and roll ending. I'm not doing that band anymore. It's cool. It's like a very punk rock band like that. I don't think is supposed to last a long time.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
kind of like inspired. It gains momentum. It gets great. It explodes, and then total chaos happens. And I kind of think of like all false things fall away. So
Yeah.
everything that wasn't working out didn't work out, and the things that were supposed to work out did. So, the drummer and I stuck together, and the guitarist moved on and started their own band and kind of hate us, and that's all right.
Oh,
So, yeah,
all right.
they'll get over it someday. Yeah.
All right.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah, we've all been in the band breakup.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, guitarists have a lot of emotions, so they'll
Oh,
be
yeah.
all right.
yeah.
But now you've been in Reagan Youth for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been in Reagan Youth for 6 years, and we toured a lot, all over the U.S. multiple times, Europe 3 times, and
Nice.
it's been great. It's been great. We're just on a temporary break to record a new album, and Paul, the original guitarist, he's working on another album with Madame Saint Beatrice. So we're just working on putting out new material so we could tour, playing some new stuff. Everyone loves the old stuff, and I do too. I joined as a fan, but for Paul, he's been playing these songs since 1981, so he
Yeah.
wants to just play at least a couple new songs.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
It's a long time to play the same stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So you could say that
Exactly.
explosion from Gash, some of those sparks and embers kind of ignited what happened with you and for Reagan Youth, right?
They're kind of separate worlds.
Yeah.
Gash was definitely inspired by being in Reagan Youth because in Reagan Youth, it's like I'm the bassist and I'm quiet, and at the time I felt like a lot of the fans were just straight guys, and there wasn't a lot of room for everybody else in a
Mhm.
way. Punk hardcore shows kind of had that stigma of being like tough guy almost like a frat boy mentality, and
Kind
it
of
was
like
just
us.
boring me. So yeah, like me and you guys, and we're just a bunch of guys at a
Yeah,
hardcore
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Being hardcore and being tough. So I kind of wanted to rebel against that, like rebelling against the rebellious always. So Gash was kind of a freedom explosion, and it exploded.
Nice.
The world changed. I don't know. I feel like I was on the crest of a wave with that. So, things are
Well,
different
we
now.
saw the
It's
show,
cool.
and for us straight guys who were watching that show, we were still exploding then too. So.
Yeah, everyone explodes at a Gash show.
Yeah. Things got
And I got
sticker.
nothing against straight guys. It's just,
Yeah.
I think the hardcore shows were getting a little boring for me or something. I don't
Sure.
Yeah.
I could see that. Too many
Old
sweaty
hat.
dudes.
The sausage
Yeah.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
So how
Well,
did you
that's
get into?
Yeah.
I know you said you entered Reagan Youth as a fan. How did you get into the band?
we shared a bunch of band members with my old band. New York was like very, the bands are very incestuous in that way. It's everybody was sharing band members, I think, just because it got so hard to live there. There weren't a lot of people left, musicians. So my drummer was the drummer in Reagan Youth in my old band, Ex Possibles, and my bassist of Ex Possibles was the singer of Reagan Youth. So he brought me in to audition on bass, and it worked out.
Nice.
So yeah, Paul's really great for giving me a chance. He's really like one of the only old school New York hardcore guys that let a chick in his band. And also it's me. It's like I'm, not stereotypical, I guess,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
hardcore,
That's a
but I
good
am.
thing.
It's like I came from that world, So
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I could see that punk rock attitude you got. I think that's cool.
thanks.
So for the fans that are watching, they're gonna be blessed with viewing a couple of pieces from Reagan Youth. Are these full songs, or are they just a couple of clips? What is it?
Awesome. Usually from the live shows, because it's hard to get good sound, it's not the entire song, but
Okay.
some live video from some of our shows.
Okay, cool. And there's two here. What songs are they? Are they different songs or same?
Two different
I believe
songs. I
it's
think it's two songs.
Degenerated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Degenerated and Go Nowhere.
All right, let's check them out.
My goddamn daughters used to do. Circle is shit. Tibbie, can I ask you a question? Where are you going today, Tibbie? Where are you going today?
Man, boy, I ain't going fucking nowhere.
Go!
Nice. Nice.
And we're back.
We're back. Yeah, no, that's
Magic
awesome.
of editing.
Yep. It kind of, to the fans, it looks like we listened to them with them, and then now we could talk about them and
Right.
stuff. Really cool.
It's
Hear
cool.
my
It's
voice
cool to
and
see
stuff.
a.
Huh?
I was just
Go
gonna make
ahead.
sure you could hear my voice. I'm a little raspy from screaming, shouting at kids all day.
Yeah,
Not
that's
screaming.
totally not sexy at all.
It's cool to
Awesome.
see a chick
Awesome.
just dominate a bass like that. You do a good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. How do you
Thanks.
practice with, moving your fingers like that all the time?
I, I,
What's funny? That's awesome.
I have a husband and a wife. I stay busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucky.
All right.
Very
Gotta-
lucky.
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
crap.
The weight.
The
So,
music thing paid off.
yeah, totally. And you got tours coming up, right? You guys are getting ready to tour?
There's one show that I'm actually not sure if we're playing it or not. It's up to Paul. We have a show in Nashville at the end of the summer.
Wow.
I hope we play it. I know, I think X is playing, Dead Boys, whoever's in that band now. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of bands that I was pretty psyched to see.
Yeah.
So I hope we do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Does Nashville,
I
are
remember-
they receptive to that type of music? Because I know that predominantly it's kicking
Nashville's
country down
everything.
there.
They have
Yeah,
everything
it's
there.
a big punk
Yeah.
festival. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah.
That's cool, man.
Those festivals they lump together like 20 bands that reunited from the 80s, and everyone comes out. So it's kind of
Cool.
an easy
I
show
love
to
the
play.
80s. The
People
80s
do
was the
that.
shit. 80s was awesome.
Absolutely.
I was always
Right.
riding on the coattails of it. I always caught the last year of, it's like I kind of started going out in the Lower East Side in 91. So it was the end of the 80s people,
You missed it.
like the end of CBGBs, the end of, it's
Oh.
always like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
That place is awesome. That's sweet.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I missed you in Sacramento. I didn't even realize you were going to be on tour and be out here. I was bummed to hear that. But where can people find out where Reagan Youth is going to be playing and stay up to date on your band?
From the Reagan Youth Facebook that Paul runs, the very politically controversial Reagan Youth Facebook. There's always a lot of arguments going on there, back and forth.
Well, it's Facebook. That's,
Trump supporters versus
It's
anarchists
also, and it's
versus
punk rock.
just
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. So.
Let's talk about art then. That's keeping you busy now while you're on hiatus, right?
Yeah, I started before all of this stuff. I was in art school, and I was going to be a painter, and then I got bored being alone all the time, painting. But now I like being alone. So now
Right?
it's like a,
Exactly.
yeah, it's like a gift. So I started painting again, just kind of happened naturally, and putting my stuff up on Facebook, and very grateful people started buying them. So it's kind of inspired me. I always kind of like, as a performer, even though people don't like it, I always kind of seek that validation, because I don't want to just make stuff and it doesn't, no one ever sees it or likes it.
Right, right.
So I'm pretty psyched that I've got positive feedback about the art I started doing.
And people can find your art on if they search Tibbie X on Facebook, right? Tibbie X or Tibbie Skye West will lead them to your Facebook page where they can buy your art, correct?
Yeah, Tibbie Skye West, and it's TIBBIESKYE. So
Cool.
I don't know if that was too
We'll
fast.
we'll put it down at the bottom of the screen for you there.
Yeah, we could show some of your artwork
Your name,
as well.
your name is down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
John, go ahead and throw some of the artwork up on this show right now.
yeah. I already did, man. So
Cool.
I mean, I did
Magic
when
of editing.
it gets edited. You'll already have seen it by the time you said that. So I'm a step ahead.
Yeah.
Eventually,
I know.
Didn't
I'm
you
just
see
keeping
it?
you
Weren't
in
you
line.
paying attention?
I mean, in the future, I'll be a step ahead of you. What?
Right. But in the past, it was my job to make sure that you were in the future ahead of me. So,
Exactly.
yeah. That's why you pay me the
Time
big bucks.
travel now.
I think that's what I said, or I was going to say it.
Exactly.
Anyway, sorry. Timmy's like, yeah, whatever, guys.
Whatever.
It's,
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you prefer? Do you prefer like a certain style or a certain kind of paint or medium?
when I started, I didn't expect that I was going to be doing like super bright kind of pop art versions of like these dark occult things that I'm always interested in and reading about. So,
Yeah.
I'll be reading about like, Leviathan, the dark side of Kabbalah, different manifestations of Lilith. And then it's like comes out of this kind of psychedelic, happy pop version of it, and incorporating kind of like modern interpretations of that, like the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland as Lilith, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I like kind of mixing together, modern and the past, and it's kind of sexual undertones, but it looks really, bright, pretty. So I guess it's like the duality of that, and I don't know, sending that out to just like be in someone's house makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like my little demons out there just in their house, hanging out with their other posters. So I
I
like
don't even
that.
think I really do. I don't even do any artwork anymore that isn't somebody asked for it, like I
Yeah.
don't even do art
Yeah.
just to do art anymore. Like that's something you do when
Your
you're
work is
young and you're like
amazing.
you're getting thank you.
Yeah.
I thought yours was cool. But it's like when you're first young and you just want to just do it, and after a while, after you're doing it for other people all the time, it's just like, yeah, just tell me what you want. I'll do it.
Yeah.
That's why you got to always find new things to get into, so that way you can find new passions.
Totally. And, the paintings I do end up being like the books that I'm reading. I always read a lot. I don't have TV. I don't try to not really engage in media society as much as possible because it scares me, honestly. So,
Yeah. I can relate.
yeah,
It doesn't
it's all
scare me. It
Just garbage.
I find it pathetic,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't think I was scared until I recently, someone I know was working backstage for a huge pop star, and so I had really good seats, and I was like, okay, I'll go, of course, for free. And to see 20,000 people cheering for this stuff with just random images of hamburgers floating on screen behind her, and just a lot of like media advertising, it just really freaked me out. I was like, wow, this is like, the belly of the beast, the masses, this is it, it's just like this blankness that's just so prevalent in the world that I try to escape from as much as possible.
Yeah.
So it's kind of terrifying. You think of punk rock and how almost ineffective such a small movement is against this massive
monster.
of mind control. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Money.
It's
Money,
too
money,
simple
money.
and very cynical. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So what do you do for fun? Like, I mean, I know music's fun and art is fun, but like, what does Tibbie do for fun?
Um, I don't know. It's like, well, I spend a lot of time with my son and my family. It's weird because my life is kind of regimented. I work out and I work teaching fee school and I take care of my son and then I tour. When I tour, it's like a totally different side of myself gets to come out and be free. So, I don't go to bars or go out or socialize very much. So,
Right.
I value the time that I have at home. I guess reading and painting and you know, being with the
The
people I
family.
love.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Totally
I say
understandable.
family, it
Yeah.
sounds so wholesome. It's like I'm talking about
No,
these like amazing lovers that I get to spend my life with, like,
no. I mean, family to me is,
So
the people that you cherish. Doesn't even have to be blood, just friends and just people you like to be around and spend time with.
totally. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have any, besides my son, I don't have any blood relatives. I don't mean like Little House on the Prairie family.
Yeah.
I mean like the people I'm in love with. Chosen family.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you happened upon Satanism?
I was definitely a teenager. I think I was in ninth grade when I read The Satanic Witch. That was a huge influence that it's like the first book that I ever read that was really like believe in yourself, have faith in yourself, be self-confident.
Realize your
You know,
power.
it yeah,
Yeah.
I was heavily into Bukowski at that time, like in love with him, which is kind of demented in hindsight. Like 11, 12-year-old girl to be like,
Yeah.
I found the man. And Bukowski, William S. Burroughs, and really like Jack Kerouac. So that was like the first book that had anything to do with like feminine self-empowerment that I read.
Mm.
So it had a big effect on me. And then I got into a lot of other occult stuff, and it was kind of like cheesy and dull, and a lot about like it's kind of like makeshift rituals to try to get what you want.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get back into it for years. And I read the Satanic Bible, and I was like, that resonates with a lot of thoughts that I already had, beliefs that I already had.
Yeah.
So and then I just kind of naturally ended up meeting other Satanists when I lived in New York. I was into working at a Gothic store and into goth scene in the early '90s. So it's where we all kind of met up.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh. So when did you join the
Where
church?
can I find some black clothes?
And candles.
Right. um, Actually, I think it was when I got my first like dial-up computer. It was Les Hernandez, the Quintessentials.
Yeah.
Uh, I think I don't know why I was looking up Satanic Surf Rock, but that I found his band, and that was like one of the first people I met who was a member. But I joined. It's like 2004 or five, something like that. Sometime around then. I don't know. I'd have to check it. I don't know where my card is. I haven't seen it for years, but I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
sometime around then.
Cool. So your family though,
I
did
think I
they?
was.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You go.
No, I was hesitant. I was hesitant to join for a while in the '90s because all these Marilyn Manson kids would come into the store I was working at, and I was like, it got so cheesy. And nothing against him. I think he's an amazing artist, but like these kids were so silly, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to be affiliated with them. And it was after I met some people that were a little older, had some stuff going on that I was like, okay.
Did you send all those kids to Hot Topic and
Yeah.
Yeah,
push that
yeah.
aside?
What hot topic when they had a place to go, and that was that.
They didn't have any eyebrows, right? It was crazy.
Yeah, and the big black circles around their eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. I love Marilyn Manson. He's such an individual. I'm gonna look just like him.
Be just like
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's awesome. That's so crazy. So your friends and family, do they know that you're a Satanist?
Um, I think that people know and they just kind of brush it off. I don't really discuss it with people very much because I don't want to have to explain more than is necessary. I'm pretty quiet around you know, that I work with and stuff like that. They don't really need to know about that.
Mhm.
But I'm such like a hermit. I don't really interact with people that much. So maybe they know, maybe they don't. I keep to myself
Yeah.
a lot when I'm not traveling. So
I think it's pretty cool that you're a
you know,
preschool teacher. That's something I didn't know about you.
Oh.
yeah, I love it. This is like a new thing that through meeting a few people, I got hired as an assistant, and yeah, it's great. Love it there. It's like I'm in a really, really nice school with really open-minded people, and it's a great staff that I work with. So it's
Cool.
been
Very
it's been
cool.
really it's been a great year.
Yeah. Kids are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Now,
They're-
that's
they're-
I
gotta
have a
make it
3-year-old.
at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you gotta be like, I need to talk to an adult.
I usually just come home and lock the door. But,
Or, yeah.
yeah,
I'd rather deal with
it's funny
kids.
because
I
they're
I
three.
would, you know.
Oh no, I'm saying kids are great, but after a while, yeah, you've had enough. Eventually, maybe not you, John.
I love kids. I could play with kids like all damn day and night,
I know that's why it's like, wow, this is a job. Like I'm having like a blast.
man. That's awesome. I love that.
Uh,
I know. I never wanted to grow up. I don't think I really ever did. But anyway, it's another show. Neat. How long you been doing that? The teacher thing?
it's been about a year now.
Oh, okay, cool.
So yeah, before that I was just really focused on music, and we had a lot of touring, and I was stay at home with my son. But now that the touring's kind of tapered off, it was like I need to work. So I didn't want to work doing anything that I despised and become miserable in life. So it was
Yeah.
kind of like a lot of shifting around trying to find something, and I was like, I really feel like I found something that had longevity and a purpose. So I'm pretty grateful for that.
Very cool. Yeah, I love that.
I was able to visit 2 preschools this past week at work, and bring the garbage truck in and crush a couple of washing machines for the kids. It was a lot of fun. Kids are fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually have a kid whose his favorite day of the week is garbage day because he wants to see
Oh,
the
yeah.
trucks. So yeah, he
I have
talks
a
about
fan
it.
club.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Give him Adam's number.
Yeah.
He'll hook him up. Get him working.
absolutely.
I would love it.
Yeah.
What is fascinating with garbage trucks and kids? I see videos on like YouTube all the time that are like they can't wait for the garbage truck to come. Like what is
Oh
that?
yeah.
Can't wait.
Because, well, I mean, we come every week.
Machinery.
We huge truck. It's big machinery. It's a lot of moving parts, and we take the trash. It's like
Yeah.
it's a big thing to take something from a kid, and what do they do with it? And where does it go? It's just a lot of questions. Yeah.
Take my
And then,
mom's
of course,
tampons
yeah.
away. Yeah, totally.
When we take a washing machine and crush it in front of the little kid, wow, that's amazing. And it is. It's cool. I mean, I like it.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Kids are funny.
Yeah. Dorian, you ask it this time. I always ask it.
I've never asked the question. It's always you. All right.
You should
Tibbie.
ask it.
What does Satan
do.
mean to you? It's a question
What
we
does
ask
Satan
everyone.
mean to me?
Yes.
It's weird because I've been reading a lot about like I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Tiamat and Lilith and the Leviathan and Asmodeus or Asmodeus and Satan. And I think, to me, I personify all this stuff as like the freedom that lies within all of us that's suppressed by the morals of society. It's our truest desires. So Satan, the classical definition, the fallen angel that rebelled against his father, seems almost kind of like a weak interpretation of a great power that lies beneath everything, in a way. I don't like to think of an angsty child who's mad at his
Right.
dad, being the
I think it's the other way around.
truest
The
darkness in the world.
an
Yeah,
angsty
exactly.
father's mad at his kid. Anyway,
Flip the script.
sorry.
But
Go on.
yeah, I think of that more as like personifying just rebellion in general and honesty, and any form of the left-hand path is almost kind of a fearless path towards truth, and against the norms of society, I guess. Does that make sense?
Cool.
Yeah, no, it
That
does.
was an excellent answer.
Excellent, yeah. One of the best. Definitely a top 100.
Thanks.
It's awesome.
Strive to be the best.
Very cool.
Very cool. Tibbie, you are now a devil we know. That's awesome. I want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
honestly.
Thanks for coming
And,
on.
and
yeah.
it's about time that we've had you on, actually.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
way
It's
overdue.
really cool.
Do it. I'm ready.
All right, everyone.
Yeah. We'll
Thanks
talk about
for
it right
being
after the
here.
show. Stay on.
Hail
Until next
Satan.
time, everybody. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.